Join me and let's watch this video together and see what is going on. The atrocity. There is no hope again in this country. It is finished.
There is clearly nothing correctional about the Nigerian Correctional Service. The system is completely flawed. And I have had cause to say that the Correctional Service in Nigeria requires fundamental reforms. Nearly everything Fisayo has said is the truth. I can confirm to you that yes, there are what they call special cells. When I was in Ikotech prison, they put me in the so-called special cell, right? And 50,000 was collected for that. I mean, they 50,000. I'm confirming to you, so I'm not telling you. These are things I have said publicly. I'm not telling you what I was told. I'm telling you my own experience. 50,000 for 2 weeks. And they insisted that, oh, you cannot stay in the general cell. You know, you are VIP. You know, you are this, you are that. So, and guess what? The so-called VIP cell, there's nothing VIP about it. The condition there is not even nothing. But at least in comparison to the other places, maybe some relative, better than the cell that I would have ordinarily stayed. But that VIP cell is inside the premises of the prison. It's not outside. So the truth is that in the prison, you have to buy space as an inmate. I paid for lights. They don't even, in fact, for about almost the entire period, I was in Uyo Correctional Custodial Center. Because I spent 2 weeks in Ikotech, but 2 weeks in Uyo, we did not have electricity supply. Inmates were the ones who paid for their own kerosene, and they used lantern. I paid 1,000 for kerosene, and guess what? It is the water that are selling the kerosene. Everything in the prison is paid for. The food that inmates are served, you will not serve your dog. The gari is not only bad, it is despicable. If you see the food, so I didn't eat the so-called food there. I did not drink their water for the 1 month. I was on self-feeding. The system allows you to apply for self-feeding. I mean, if I had eaten what they served, I'm not sure I would have come out alive. Self-feeding is you write a letter to the prison to say, I want to take responsibility for my own feeding. Okay. So you now nominate either your relative, your spouse, or whoever to be the one to be bringing food for you.
Pay for that privilege?
No, for the self-feeding, you don't have to pay. Okay. You just simply need to apply and then nominate someone to bring food for you. Because the food they are selling, giving to inmates, is ridiculous. So inmates now have to devise internal way of, concocting whatever they are served to make it, possible to swallow, not to eat. Inmates don't eat, they swallow. I'm trying to make that distinction. Because if you say they are eating, it's not food that they are served. And this is something I have said repeatedly. In fact, the correctional service in Nigeria is so bad. The day I arrived in Ikotech on the 27th of July, and rampant, the healthcare is nothing to write home about. This is not limited to the correctional service that I was, the custodial center. It's a national thing. What Fisayo is telling you is not a lie. When you see how inmates are sleeping, the point he did not make is that you have to pay for the space. And this space you are paying for is to allow you to sleep properly. So there are inmates that, I'm telling you, there are inmates that have to stand. That I'm telling you that they may not even have the space, like to even squeeze themselves.
Oh my goodness.
It is so congested. It is so diabolical. The hygiene is zero. The water is nothing to write home about. The feeding. So I used to tell these NGOs that go to prison to donate food, you are wasting your time. If you want to go to these custodial centers to donate food items, donate on used clothes or whatever, be sure that you are there when those things are distributed to inmates.
Okay, because they never get to the purpose.
The correctional officers, many of them are also prisoners. The only distinction is the uniform. They are grossly underpaid. I don't know if you are aware. They are grossly underpaid. Their welfare is nothing to write home about. So they struggle with the food. In fact, when I was for the 1 month I was there, I had food in excess. I mean, people were bringing all sort of things for me. It is not only prisoners who were struggling for the food, even the correctional officers. Yes. So the system has completely collapsed. And guess what? Part of the reason that awaiting trial inmates stay for so long to go to court is that before you are even sometimes taken to court, you have to facilitate it. If your relative don't come to give money, right, to in-charge court. They call it in-charge court. The officer in charge of taking people to court. You may not have a court appearance.
Because there are people. Yes.
Let me also shock you. Do you know that there are inmates in Nigerian prisons today that nobody outside knows that they are there.
Oh my
I met a gentleman from Adamawa who was in Uyo prison. Nobody knew. Nobody outside the four walls of the prison knew that he was there. And it's not isolated. There are people in prison that cannot be accounted for. There are people in prison that their court records cannot be traced. There are people in prison that have not been awaiting trial, that have not been taken to court for up to 5 years.
Oh my God.
It is that terrible. The system has completely collapsed. So one of the things I did while I was living is that, by the grace of God, I was able to facilitate the release of about 17 inmates when I was living. Because some of them were released on bail, they cannot perfect their bail. So all I simply had to do was that to make money available and get them out on release. And those that needed fine and all that. So what I'm telling you is that let the minister stop this hypocritical investigation. What the National Assembly is doing, as far as I'm concerned, is a product of parliamentary redundancy. Having not been able to do the real work that Nigerians have voted them to do, they are now distracting themselves with the Bobrisky matter. The member who moved that motion, Patrick Umo, was my senior in the university. He's a lawyer. I know he's a thorough person. But what they should investigate is not even just about Bobrisky. Bobrisky is, for me, the whole investigation to a large extent is a distraction. The real issue is the rot in the system, is the way inmates are treated as animals. In fact, the day I arrived with you, 2 weeks after I got a grade, 2 minutes with you, this assistant controller of corrections told me, I had to challenge. I said, Madam, do you treat people as animals here? I said, yes, we treat you as animals, have any rights here.
She actually verbally told you that.
She said it to me. Of course, at that time, maybe she had not known who she was speaking to. But she said it, this woman said it to me, here we treat you as animals. Inmates don't have any rights in the prisons. They have no rights. And it pains me because you will literally die. In fact, there was a gentleman who in Ekoteg had an accident. His legs was seriously fractured. The medical facility there could not cater for him. I was the one who undertook responsibility for his treatment. And I did the same thing for several inmates. So I'm just telling you, it's not to sing my praise, I'm telling you how bad the situation is. There are inmates that, they have a call center in the prisons. There are inmates who cannot even afford to call their relative.
My people, una don hear wetin this oga talk, my colleague. This one na the reason why VDN dey stand against the corruption. One, I wan ask question because I no understand. You mean say two person commit the same crime, Mr. A kpai person, Mr. B kpai person too, just because say Mr. A no get money, he no get family background, no influence, no godfather, he go for the crime wey he commit, he go serve put. Mr. B wey see kpai person, just because he get money, he get family background, he get influence, he get godfather, they will give am VIP, he no go serve for the crime wey he commit. Na so this country be. Na im make am person go kpai person, he go freely. Justice no dey ever dey come for this country. Meaning Evans, the great kidnapper of our time for this country, that guy no even serve any kirikiri at all. Meaning he go just dey waka, dey go freely. They fit even tell am make he comot for inside this country, go another country, go dey live his life. Allegedly, just the way we dey see things right now. Because the way this man take analyze this matter, no be story, he himself don witness am. Now some of una will still say una no go support VDN. Abana, wetin dey happen? Pray make Nigeria not happen to you. If not, you go feel and say, who dey fight for the betterment of this country, you need to support them. My people, just leave your opinion. Wetin you got to talk. Hope not dey this country again say the country e go ever better. Now this one, Baba Femi Falana even know say e dey go on for the system of this country. He wey say e dey fight for justice, e no fit talk come out and e no fit dey against dis kind corruption wey be say prison come get VIP. If dis kind thing dey happen for Europe, make una let us know. See hush puppy, if na Nigeria dem for gbab am as America hold am, dem for don free am.